Hey guys, it's Tuesday afternoon and we've got another Speedway chat show for you. And tonight's show we have Rory Schlien. He's going to be on at about 20 minutes time. But first we'll go through with some other things with Wilbur and we'll start the show.
What's going
So
on?
we're back. Wilbur, how are you? Good?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. It's been a crazy few days in the UK with British Speedway. There's lots of opinions around. So if you are watching now, put in the comments below where you're watching from.
Do we have any Americans watching?
Yeah. Also, let us know if you're American and watching. But yeah, let us know what your thoughts were. One, on the live stream, and two, on the British final itself. I've seen so much today talking about Rory winning the British final. He's going to be on the show shortly. I spoke to him early today and he was working until 7. So we're letting him walk through the front door of his house, see his kids and wife, and then he's going to come straight on the show before he even gets to go and clean his bike. So dedication to the cause.
Isn't that crazy though? How someone can go from winning a British championship, on the top level of speedway in Britain right now, then go work a regular job the next day, To me, that's just like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, in normal times, obviously without COVID, I think Rory is solely a speedway rider. But,
yeah, for sure. But still, it's like
he's not been racing yet.
No, but it shows you how like regular people are as well. I mean, it's like
you
can look at someone and they can go win a Olympic gold medalist one day, and then the next day you can be working a 9-to-5 job at McDonald's.
Yeah, for sure. I've got a friend actually who's, I think he's 7 times world kayak surf champion, and
wow,
he's in kayak surfing. He's like big time,
mm-hmm.
and yeah. And I don't want to say he's broke, but he doesn't have a lot of money, and he's the best in the world and has been for years and years and years.
That's crazy.
It's, crazy times. Yeah, he doesn't even make a living from it. It's literally just a hobby.
Wow.
But yeah, so drop your questions down below. Let us know what you thought of the meeting. Let us know what you thought of the live stream. And I just want to say a massive thanks to Ian Jordan from Speculate to Accumulate, top corner over there, for helping sponsor the show. And also we have got hats, Speedway Chat Show hats. If we get some gold stars donated, then if we get to 2,000 gold stars, which is not a lot of money, then we will give away one of the hats and give away to random. Wilbur, did you see any of the racing?
I managed to watch, I think, the last heat, and I saw how muddy it was. It looked like it'd been raining a lot there, and but Rory really came out and showed what he could do. It was really cool to watch.
Yeah. What's your opinion on what's been going on, what's been being said today with Rory and Jason Crump both being in a British final?
I think it's honestly BS that they are complaining about it, and he has a British passport. He lives in Britain. He's been doing the British final for how many years? I think 4 years now.
3 or 4 years, yeah.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. And now, since he's won, people are complaining about it, saying that's not in that. But it made the racing so much more exciting. If you look at the people that was supposed to be in the lineup, Ty, Lambert, Craig Cook, none of them were there. And you had so many other riders that were there to, become and compete. I don't know. Who was the 3 or 4 riders in the main or the final heat?
In the final, it was
Rory,
Richard Lawson,
mm-hmm.
Jason Crump, and then Stevie Worrell, was it?
I think so.
Stevie Worrell.
Yeah, but
somebody comment below. It was Stevie Worrell because he took his brother out, didn't he?
Oh, he did? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's complete BS in my opinion. I mean, they look at Britain now that opened up more opportunities for more riders, and they shouldn't be complaining that they might have another star. I mean, Rory's been racing for a long time and had such a great career,
20 years,
has had such a great career, and now goes and dominates the racing there. It was awesome to see.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's sad. There's a lot of people moaning about that, but I think we've got to take our hats off to the BSPA and stuff like that for even putting the meeting on. It was supposed to be on the Saturday. They had bad weather, they had problems, and they still got it on. They got it to Bellevue. They still had bad weather. All these things are obviously completely out of their hands, and still managed to pull off a successful event, which had some good racing. I think it was a credit to British Speedway.
Not only was it good racing, it was, riders were just going for it. I mean, everyone wanted to win. I feel like everyone, even though you feel like, oh, I can't beat that guy, everyone was still going for it. Like, it was cool to see.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone's still saying where they're watching from. Is there any questions? Let's have a look quickly. What's it saying? Live stream was really good, well worth the money. It was excellent racing as well. The young ones racing gave their all and deserve recognition for taking part in the meeting. Yeah, for sure. Drew Kemp and Tom Brennan both rode really well.
How old's Tom now?
I don't know. I know. I seen him driving the other day, so he's definitely 17. I think he could be 18. So yeah, he's a young dude. He rode real well. And with the situation that's gone on at the moment, I think there's a lot of riders that decided not to race. You got the Charles Wrights and the Craig Cooks and things like that chose not to ride, and that's obviously down to them.
And it bums me out that Charles wasn't able to ride too, because I mean he'd go there to defend his championship, But it is what it is. But I'm glad that they managed to get a good amount of riders, and to have Crumpy and Schlien, who are both legends in the sport, come out there and do what they did. It was awesome, and that Crumpy made the final there. It was awesome to see. Yeah,
that was the thing as well. Like I was sat watching it on TV and shouting at the screen for Crumpy to, there was something about it that you think he's had 8 years away, and then he comes and pulls it out of the bag the way he did. He rode so well.
Was that the first time lining up? Oh, second time lining up at the tapes, wasn't it?
Second time, yeah. So he came up
second time in 8 years.
Oh no, he did. He's done a couple of meetings in Australia as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But
with Woofy. But
nothing compared to what is here,
Yeah, for sure. So he had a real good meeting, and you could just tell it was him the way he was riding the bike. His styles sort of stood out a mile, which was brilliant. There's a good comment here. Rory's done a lot for the young ones in the country, and has been here for 20 years. Deserves to be in it and win it. I couldn't agree more. Again, going back to if the British riders had taken their place, I think Rory was the first person to say he only took that opportunity because there was an opportunity that opened up for him, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
And nobody can take it away from Rory what he actually does for British Speedway, for the young lads and stuff like that. He's not turned around and gone, I'm not riding in England this year. For 20 years, he's been loyal to Britain, and I think he's been getting a tough rap today. Like, I don't think it's fair. But what's this one say? So many British riders unable to ride the meeting. It needed some big names to add onto the lineup, and why not Rory, Jason, both British passport holders, yeah, and not a problem with either of them riding the meeting. Yeah, I seeing a lot more positive messages now coming from people than I've seen earlier today. You know, and everyone's welcome to their opinion, and I think that it was good. So Wilbur, while we're waiting for Rory to come on, do you think what do you think to the weekend? We got this weekend coming. There's one hell of what's it say? What's Wilbur's thoughts if foreign riders rode in the US Nationals? Oh, there we go.
Okay, so if that rider has a American passport and is an American citizen with an AMA, American Motorcyclist Association license, they should be allowed to race in the meeting. Crumpy has a British passport. Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was born in Bristol. Yeah.
He is eligible and legally allowed to ride. If that person wants to come here and wants to race the U.S. Nationals and race for America, you have to have an American Motorcyclist Association license. Then you're good to go. I don't care if you're born here or not born here. If you have that license, you are eligible to ride. That's what I think.
If you hit the criteria, then you should be allowed.
Exactly, and the criteria you need that's all you need is the American Association license.
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, still, that's what you need, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I like Rory's comment last night when he said that he'd like the
big guns in the meeting next season, including Ty and
Lambert. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I think that seeing Rory win it, I think fired up maybe Lambert and Ty a little bit. They're like, oh, okay, maybe we need to come back and do something.
Yeah,
I hope so too.
I think those boys are, you know, they probably were over a barrel a little bit there, you know, with having to be in Poland and not being able to just come back. But then Harris was in Poland on Sunday, so
yeah,
that's not an excuse.
I think it's a lot of work for them to, you know, they're doing their Polish meetings, and Ty was supposed to be racing in Poland yesterday, but that got canceled again after weather twice now. They're supposed to be in Gorzów, I think, or something like that.
Gorzów, yeah, for sure. So let's go on to this weekend. So we've had one weekend of exciting racing and controversy. What do you think to this weekend, Wilbur? We've got 2 Grand Prix, both in Torrens. Always good racing. And let me go to my little thing here. No, that's the wrong one. This one. We've got the Grand Prix standings. This is how it sort of sits. There's 40 points up for grabs. How do you reckon it's going to go?
Well, looking at it now, Maciek needs, what is it? I can't do math that fast. It's around 30 points to
28
make
points.
it 28. Okay, so Maciek, who is in 4th, needs 28 points to win it or to be in front right now without Smarzlik or Lindgren scoring any points.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points to make up in 2 nights of racing, and if you have one bad night of racing, you're screwed, you know. I think I don't know if anyone can take it on the first night. Like, someone needs to do really, really bad, but then Madsen as well. Madsen's only a point away. Oh, so this is interesting. Maciek, Madsen, and Doyle are in 3 points. Yeah, like 2 points distance of each other.
Yeah, and it's the top 6 this year as well.
Yeah, top 6. So if Maciek has a bad night, he drops down. Doyle needs to stay there. Well, I mean, Vasulik to 7th is 63, so there's a little bit of a bigger gap there. But Torn is such a Lindbeck, such a good track that everyone can ride. Such good racing.
Yeah.
And it can really mix it up because you can't go into Torrance saying that this person's going to win or that person's going to win because that track, anyone can do good on the night. You know, Lindbeck could come out of nowhere and score maximum both days. Who knows? And that could also mix something up because then everyone's like, what the? And
yeah, for sure.
Well, and looking at it, I mean, Gleb Chuganov, who was a reserve for 2 days in Wrocław, has more points than Lindbeck, which is crazy to me.
Yeah. Lindbeck's not had a good season, has he? He's
not at all.
It's so annoying because like Lindbeck is somebody who's so exciting to watch when he's on form. It's just getting him on form and staying on form, and he seems to come into the Grand Prix and then doesn't do it, and then drops out of the Grand Prix, and then he works his backside off to get back in the Grand Prix, and then the cycle repeats itself, which is a shame. But
looking at Saifudov in 8th place right now, who has,
and Artem's on the same. Artem's on 60 as well.
Yep. So they're both right there, and then the 10th it's 40. So I mean, there's no. That's 20 points makeup right there. But looking at it there, it's still so tight for 6th place. I mean, it's more of a race because there's so many more people, you know, getting into the series next year than what it is for the top 3, you know. But the top 3 are the ones that I'm looking at this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. And things like Patrick Dudek, you know, 29 points. You know, he's got to have one hell of a weekend to pull that back to even be in the Grand Prix for next year. It's just such a shame again.
It's not possible for him now because he's at 30 and they're at almost 40 points right there. Yeah,
he's 31 points away from. Oh no, he's nearly 40 points ahead just to get to 6th. Yeah, so he's out for next season, which is a shame because when he's on form, is on fire, isn't he? Yeah. Madness. So for you, the top 3, that's where you're looking. You're not worrying about the top 6 because I mean the top 6 is still quite close. As like even Artem, Saifudinov, and Vashulik. There's
to me it's
over the two nights. There could be some switching and changing there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And Doyle, who rode for Torrent for quite a few years as well.
2 years,
yeah, 2 years. He goes pretty good around Torrent. So I mean, if he could do pretty good, he could work himself up to more of a stable spot right there. I mean, they're all so vulnerable for a bad race, you know. And what is it? I think if they all finish 1, 2, and 3, like Madsen, Doyle, Linoski, they finish 1, 2, and 3. That could mix some stuff up as well, you know?
Yeah, they'd all be level on the same point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's all to race for, isn't it, for this weekend? It's going to be...
Oh, man. It's a good racing weekend.
Crazy one. So, there is also the under-21s.
Yes, that is actually something I'm looking forward to as well.
So you got the under-21s,
which is on Saturday, I think.
It's on the Saturday, and it's at Pardubice, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the lineup for that. I think that's all of them.
Okay, so let's see here.
Obviously, you're going to back your
fellow American,
mate, fellow American, Mr. Luke Becker. But anybody else on that lineup that you think could have a good one?
Well, I think looking at it right now, there's not many polls. I mean, Dominic Cabrera had a great season. He's been riding great in Lechno, and so I mean, he's definitely someone that could just out of nowhere, you know, come in and get it. So Dominic Cabrera, Bewley, and Lindsay are my top 3 that are like really there. And if Luke doesn't sleep at the start and can actually make a start this weekend, he's also someone that can definitely take it because he on a big track is fast. He he rides that dirt line really well, and it's hard to say right now. And go ahead.
Didn't Luke do the golden helmet there last year?
Yeah, he did like the silver helmet or whatever it is. Yeah, he got second.
I remember seeing a video of him riding around there, and he was on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, he got second at one of those races there one time, and he did really well there. And I think that for sure that I don't care what the other people say. I think he's definitely in it to win it there. He's definitely someone that can mix it up.
Have you been there?
I have never. I don't think I've ever. Probably when I was younger, but I don't remember it. But I just seen so many videos, and the people riding there are just freaking crazy because they go insane speeds. I mean, the straights are so wide you can fit 8 riders on them.
Yeah. No, I went there for the golden helmet a few years ago, and you've never seen anything like it. It's so wide,
so big. Yeah.
I think they do 6 riders for 6 laps in the final of the golden helmet. And it was insane, so good to watch, like nothing else you've ever seen. I'm just trying to find something for someone's just sent me a message. So so there's plenty speedway going on at the moment. There was before there was nothing, and now we've got World Under 21s, we've got the World Championship, we've got the British finals just happened. It's actually all coming together, and there's lots of speedway at the moment, so which is great.
Yeah.
Let me find that in a second while I'm doing that. Right. So, what else is there? Let's get some questions out of the way. So, let's go back up here. Are you going to Torrens, Jerry? No. Are you doing?
No.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing is Jack Holder got confirmed for the wild card for Torrens. He's we just spoke to Charlesy just before, and he was saying that Torrens have just been put through to the Extraliga, so they're now from Division 1 up to the Extraliga. And
we can also make some stuff up.
Yeah, and Jack went through the card and won every race in that meeting. So, he can definitely mix it up round Torrens, and he's going to be a good wild card for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Going back to the under 21s really fast, I forgot about Mads Hansen. He definitely actually could pull something out. I don't ever seen him on like a super, super big track, but I've seen him in Denmark, and he definitely can. He rides great there.
Okay. The under 21s is on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be watching 2 races then on Friday.
Is it in the daytime?
It is?
No, I don't know. I'm asking. Let's see if someone.
I have no idea.
Says it. Right, gold stars are unavailable. I don't know why that is. If you go to the bottom, there should be a little gold star thing. You can click it. You may have to add money to your allowance, but I don't know why it's not allowing you to do gold stars. Go down Bewley for the under 21s. I think it's on Friday. We've established that now. Lindsay has had a good season. Bewley riding well at the moment. There we go. Fantastic. Jason, after 8 years, has come back to support his son in BSB. Yeah, I mean, and Seth is absolutely flying in BSB as well. I think he had 2 seconds last week. And what's he? I don't know if he is in British Superbikes. I think it's the level below that, but we can find that out in a second.
Still flying.
Yeah, I bet that's even more points.
Here's actually a question that I don't even know. Where's the Speedway of Nations going to be staged?
It's in Poznan, in Poland.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know the dates for that?
It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same dates as before, but it's just going to be. It's going to be in Poland. There we go. Any reason why Chris Holder's not done qualifiers for the GP? Don't know. We can ask in a while. I know somebody's in the background, and he's shaking his head. We can ask him in a second. Jack could definitely be flying on it.
Oh, hey, yeah. So right now, there's on the website they're saying it's a TBC for the venue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I heard it was there, so maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Breaking news on Speedway Chat Show once again.
Yeah, breaking news. It's normally Childsy that drops the clangers.
We should put him in just for that.
Yeah. Dewey's going to Torrance. Sweet. Yeah, I would love to have gone. Me and Childsy was going to go, but we didn't buy tickets in the end. Didn't know what was happening with the whole coronavirus, so we've not gone. Where's the Speedway Nation? Got anyone? Is there any more Plymouth Gladiator meetings? Yes, there is. There's one on the 10th of October. 10th of October. It's the Colin Hill Memorial meeting. It's, I think, going to be an individual. Should be a good meeting. Last couple of years, it's been some great racing. Obviously, as an individual, so everyone's out for themselves, and yeah. I'm impressed with Seth's riding. There we go. As a BSB fan. Yep, and I've got a big mouth. Talking of big mouths. Should we get that idiot that's in the background on? See what he has to say.
I think so.
Here he is.
G'day.
You all right, mate?
Yeah.
International nobody.
Supporting Britain.
Yeah. He's in the Aussie Championships, isn't he?
I don't know, mate. I heard you guys, great topics, and seen a lot on the Facebook today, and done a bit of research and posted on my page. Look, like Wilbur said, if you're rightly eligible to ride in a national championship, whether it be a dual citizen or have the right passport, whatever, I'm all for it myself. I'm gutted for Rory. Actually, I'm gutted for Rory in the sense that I think a little bit taken away by the accomplishment. It's a fantastic championship to win,
for sure.
And it's been sort of overshadowed by something he's been partaking in for years. There was no mention of it when he didn't win it. And I replied to a good friend of mine, Chris Gibby Gibb, who put on British Speedway. Yes, Craig Smee, I can't take away, and I know you're a big fan of mine. Look, I replied to him in the sense that why can't British Speedway put together 16 riders? I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is, like you both boys have said, the issue lies with the defending champion not riding, some of the top 2 best riders in the world not riding, Craig Cook not riding. There's a distinguished list, and I credit to the organisers to do what they thought would put together a strong field for the competitiveness of the sport with eligible riders. And I think my comment was, I've seen riders riding the Australian titles from other countries to strengthen the field because, Australia's never had a real competitive 16, no matter what years you go back through. And I think my comment was, they made the field stronger, and Rory winning it surely does back up that statement that the field was absolutely stronger with Rory in it, because he's now the British champion, and rightly so. So it's a bit of a shame for Rory. You could see the excitement on him. He loved winning it. I'm so happy for the kid.
Sure.
The old Roo boy has finally pulled a championship out of the bag after about 60 years of trying. So bless his little cotton socks, and had to get up this morning and go to work. Love it.
Yeah, for sure. And that was the thing as well. He made that. He said that literally at the podium last night. Well, he was there and he said, they can never take my name off that trophy now. Like it's there for good. Doesn't matter if it was in 2020 or 2019. He's a British champion, and it's going to be there forever. It'll be on that trophy.
Yeah, he is, and Wilbur as well. I seen your reply to my question, and it was a serious question. you're a young and upcoming rider. I know there's a lot of cracking 250 riders out there around. I guess my question was for you, pal. I know the legalities of the AMA license, but do you think the field might have been strengthened if you had imports, say, in? And let's look at the Slovenian title that Matty Zagar lost for the first time in 18 years last week. The guy that won it
lose it
wasn't Slovenian. So the guy in second in the title. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, yeah, it's like, to me, it's honestly really funny. It's like now people are starting to lose their titles to other people that are not foreigners, but not have been racing for Slovenia or for Britain for like a while, So to me, I thought that was pretty funny that now that they're legally allowed to ride, they're eligible to ride. I mean, I think it's awesome that they're doing it because now they're putting in riders that have had that British license and never really used it. Now they're just using it for fun, because it's a weird season. Not many people have been riding. So who knows? You got a fan too.
Yeah, this one here as well. This comment, Jason. Oh, geez, sorry. Jason Bunyan, did ride in the New Zealand titles without being a resident, I believe, at the time. I remember back 2008. I think I was speaking to you, Jerry, and Wilbur earlier.
Yeah.
Joe Screen come third as late as 2008 in the Australian title behind Chris. I spoke to Chris today, just on a bit of a Snapchat. He loved it. He loved putting the overseas riders in their place when they did ride in the championship. So I think Rory's really opened up a little bit of a can of worms for, like you said, Wilbur, the other riders that could have rode and chose not to for whatever reason. So, the true British, as the public have been saying, hopefully they come back fighting next year and, try to take it off the foreigner if you like. I got no qualms against it. I'm super excited for Rory to win it. I think it's absolutely great for Speedway. It's a talking point. There's been lots of discussions around today. So look, I think it's great. I don't think people are having a go at Rory. Much think the arguments about it with the hierarchy. Yeah, look, the hierarchy wouldn't be put in that position, Chris, if the so-called top 16 British riders, and Jason Rory deemed to be, chose to ride. So I can't see how the hierarchy in this position, and stop me if you like, guys, or if you got a different opinion.
Charlie, before you 2 seconds, right? I've just got to butt in for 2 seconds because Rory has just messaged me. He's still at work, and he's literally just come on now. So I want to welcome to the Speedway Chat Show the new British Speedway champion of 2020, Mr. Rory Schlien. Here he is, bud. How are you?
How are we, boys?
Yeah, how's it going?
Coming on, bud. I know you've had a long day after last night.
Yeah. I got to rush home now and wash a bike.
So you stayed on one bike all night, though?
Yeah, but it got that wet. We had to use 2 sets of covers, so pretty much everything got filthy. The toolbox is as dirty as probably what the pits was at Bellevue. It really was. I don't think the actual TV coverage showed how bad the visibility was in the first few rounds. It really was difficult.
Yeah.
Rory, if I can just quickly, mate, it's Charlesy here. Don't know if you recognise me. I've put on some weight.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, champ, I was just saying before you got on, mate, absolutely stoked for you. Congratulations. Mate, there's a few people on social media saying exactly the right thing is don't listen to the haters, mate. You've done a fantastic job for British Speedway, for yourself. You're rightly eligible to ride, mate. No one was moaning when you ride and didn't win it. So from me, mate, absolutely stoked for you. And hope you get into the Grand Prix and be an Anglo-Saxon world champion.
I don't know about the GPs, but no. Look, we've done it. This was our 4th year, and every year it comes up. It's normally the same people that really don't have an iota clue on the history of the actual British Championship, on who's won it, on who's able and eligible to ride in it. No different to
Rory, we've got you here with a photo of you with an ex-British champion.
yeah. That's Ivan, all right.
Yeah, so there's two of you there.
Yeah, so look, at the end of the day, I don't care. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. They can have it.
Yeah.
If they tuned in and they paid the £12 or £13 or what it is, say what? It's money in the back pocket of British Speedway. If they want to bag me or whatever, that's fine. That's to be fair. Throwing me in there and throwing Crumpy in there just spices it up and makes a little bit of drama. So all the better,
sure.
I say.
Yeah,
for sure. It got people talking for sure, and it's and it made the racing better. There's two of you got in the final, so it's not like you were just making up the numbers. You were there to
Jason.
To make it.
Jason was competitive for all night. He was finding his feet on Thursday night, and like the weather conditions actually really leveled it out through the field. But you could see who the ones that were keen and who were aggressive and wanted it the most. And I think the ones that did make the final were the ones that wanted it the most. So, look, it wasn't the strongest field, but for me, I can only beat what's put in front of me. And, bring on next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Rory, I don't know if you seen my post earlier, mate. I've done a bit of research, and this might even surprise you, mate. I think it was Denmark, Sweden, New Zealand, Canada, Scotland, England have all had, and the USA have all had representatives or winners of the Australian title.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know. Like, going back, we've had quite a few foreigners come in and do the Aussie title, but yeah, that's a few.
Yeah, well, that's I think there's people saying about the hierarchy made decisions. I don't think you can when you can roll off so many names that were in the top 16 in the UK that chose not to ride for whatever reason they did. On a personal note, do you see yourself, if every single British rider was eligible to ride, do you see yourself in the top 16 regardless?
Well, I think I come in fifth overall in the averages to be seeded. So, and that was with the full lineup. So I'm guessing. Yes.
Well done. It was a trick question.
That answers that question. So, look, the guys who chose not to race, that's their prerogative, their decision. That's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I was even second guessing it. I believe Stevie was second guessing it, just because of the preparation just isn't right. It's not how you prepare for such a big meeting. But I looked at it differently. I looked at it, it was supposed to be my last year. Also, I had sponsors I wanted to look after who, have been doing it tough. Whatever coverage I could have got from them, that was better. And, and I just thought, well, just have a crack. And we did, So, but yeah, look.
You're all in the same boat as well. Like the younger riders that have been riding, aren't as experienced as you guys, but then the more experienced guys hadn't been riding. So I think that made that more of a level playing field as well.
I did. I think you've seen like the competitiveness of Drew Kemp and Tom Bewley, especially.
Tom Brennan.
Tom Brennan was like very, very quick. And even the Thompson twins were getting in the mix. So, which in a small part of me, what with the work I've been doing, especially with them four guys in the last 2 to 3 years, for me is a right, sort of feather in my cap, because these guys have come on. This is why I did we started the program, myself, Ian Sedison, Rob Lyon. We wanted to create a pool of British riders. So, hopefully when I'm long gone back in Australia, laying on a beach somewhere, you never know. We might not need any Australians in the British final. And even so, when that does happen, it'll be because of me and my friends.
Yeah. For sure. So I don't know if you've seen the show before in the earlier days. You know, we used to try and get a few photos up and this, that, and the other. And I had a quick look at your mum's profile, and it's just full of gold. So we got photos like this.
Oh God.
And then that's obviously the start of your career. This is the end.
That's pretty recent. That's very recent.
And then I thought, when I first seen this, I thought you'd met Justin Bieber, but apparently not. Yeah, and we got one here from for your '90s rap career.
It's good, isn't it? It's good.
Yeah, and when at the beginning of coronavirus, when you were hard up for money, you went into another line of work, didn't you, Rory?
What was that? I don't know. Yeah. That photo doesn't do a lot for me, eh? Them Bell helmets should be a bit bigger.
Hey, you filled the helmet.
Yeah.
I don't know what I filled it with. I don't know what I filled it with.
Just quickly, Rory. You've rode. Well, you've been in the squad for the Australian World Cup team, and that's where you and I got a little bit of history. Do you remember what happened?
There's been a few. There's been a few.
Yeah, and look, it's never ever personal with us. It's just we're so competitive about other Aussies doing better than the rider we work for, or if you're a rider, then another rider. But we're in Gorzhov, and there was a practice to get into the team. And bloody Boise sent me into the change room to tell you didn't make the team, and you told me to get out of the change room in some fashion.
Yeah, There was a bit more to it, but I had a few people come in and try and talk to me, and I politely did say, leave me alone. Yeah. But look, things like that, water under the bridge, and we've 100%. Moved on from there, and my time with the Team Australia, I enjoyed it. I have some fond memories, with Chris and Darcy, Troy. I remember one occasion we stayed up till well into the early hours of the morning, and we were playing sting pong. Don't know if you remember that. I don't know if you recall that game, but that was in Voyens, I think, one year.
Yeah, in Voyens. Yeah, absolutely. I do. Yeah.
I believe to this day, Chris Holder's left nipple, he's got no feeling in it.
Yeah, it's we got some good videos from that night with Blaze from K-Dub Products as well.
Probably.
But look, you've inspired me to support British anyway, Rory. So
the only reason you're wearing it is because you got it for free, Charlesy.
Yeah. So leading into, is there a Schlien hat coming Charlesy's way then?
Well, maybe. I'm going to have to order some new ones with a number 1 on it, I reckon.
Yeah. And the British flag on this side and an Aussie one on the other.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Legend, man.
So,
fantastic.
Rory, you've 20 years in racing speedway. Wilbur's just starting his career and things like that. Got any advice for him?
I think he's got a pretty good teacher. I don't think he needs me telling him really anything. But out of anything in speedway,
what does his dad know? What does his dad know?
He's pretty old. He's turning into a carpenter.
I'll tell you what, he can make a start or two. I know that. Look, out of what I've got out of my career is just once you get on that ride, once you get on that wave, enjoy it as long as you can. Because it soon ends, and soon get to that sort of bit of your career when you start thinking of, it becomes a business, it becomes hard work at times. But early in your career, it's not about that. It's not about hard work. It's enjoying it and taking, especially traveling all the way around the world and stuff like that. So just enjoy it as much as you can.
Thanks a bunch, for sure.
Cool. So, so how long is it going to take to clean your bike? You going to do it tonight, or will it be a... I'm
sat in my car outside my work. I told me work. I said, got a dash. They don't know I'm doing this, so I've snuck out. So, I got to get home, strip the bike, clean it, and see how. I'll probably be a midnight, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, jobby.
Oh wow!
Tough gig, Roy.
Yeah.
The original Roo boy. Huh?
Yeah.
You smashed it last night, bud. It was I was stoked for you. Really was watching it.
I actually watched the final, Rory. Jerry, do you want to tell him how I watched the final?
No.
Hey, hey, hang on. You didn't ask Lambert for a link, did you?
No, it gets better than that.
He FaceTimed me.
I'm on a group chat and I'm seeing all these results come in, and well, you know, I didn't pay the $12.95 because I haven't had. Well, anyway, I'm a bit poor when I need to be. So I put on the group chat. Can someone FaceTime me and hold their phone to the TV for the final? And they did. I don't know if it's copyright, but I'll send the $12.95 if I broke any rules. But
well, the Speedway chat show is more or less just admitted to illegal streaming.
Mate, Stevie Royal pushed you hard was it Richie Lawson or Stevie Royal pushed you hard in the first corner?
Lawson.
Yeah, Lawson. Oh. Yeah. We were sort of. We were playing a few mind games before the final. I was trying to get a bit of a sniff of an idea where Lawson wanted to go, and he was sort of saying gate four, but I knew if I went off one, he'd go close to me to try and sort of drop it on me. But I knew if I didn't take one, I couldn't command the corner like I wanted to. So gate one was always going to be the gate I wanted. But thing with Richard Lawson, he's a very, very good gator, very, very good gator. And he actually got a little bit over me, but I just had a better run into the corner. And as soon as I sort of got my front wheel in front, I knew I had to get to the dirt quickly.
So, Rory, there's a message here saying, ask Rory if he remembers the year 2011 in Sweden, the fight between Rory and Gregor Laguta. It's on YouTube if he doesn't remember.
I believe it's got some views.
Mate, I was just going to say, Rory, that's your biggest viewed moment in Speedway.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Oh no!
Chelsea's found it.
I got it.
Press play, Chelsea.
No, Wilbur got it.
All right, Wilbur got it.
Hey, if you want to watch it without me, you're more than happy to.
I'll turn it
off. What happened? I've not seen it.
You haven't? Oh crap!
No. Well, what's going on here?
She's a bit stop.
It's looking like the track that was last night.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a bit wet.
Yeah, you don't really get. It's a bit stop-start there, but no. To be fair, it's that was an incident. I just popped my cork. I was having a bad night, and I didn't actually mean to skittle everyone in the pits. Unfortunately, what happened, but that was down to the home team manager actually ripped my throttle arm off the bike, and the bike went from me, and that's why it obviously skittled a load of people.
You got to blame someone, Raw.
Well, honestly, he did get in trouble. A lot of people got in trouble that night, but I just Laguta had sort of been on a bit of a mission that year. He'd been putting quite a few people in the fence, and I was more upset with the intent of what he did. He didn't put me in the fence, but it was more the intent. And I just popped my cork and I offered him out the back, and nothing really evolved to it besides me getting mauled by about 10 people.
Sweden brings out the best of the riders, don't they, Wilbur?
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
There we go. So, Wilbur.
Yeah.
Dual citizenship, American and Swedish.
Don't ask
where are you going to ride
for. Oh my god. Cross that bridge when we get to it. No, I'm just kidding.
Have you thought about it?
Well, yeah, I have, and I think that riding for America would be pretty cool. Just because if I do end up having a good go, hopefully I do. It would be cool to get America back on the radar again. I mean, it's just been my dad for the past 20 years, you know, that's been really in the series. So, and now we have Luke that has, you know, some kind of potential as well that could, you know, stir something up. So it would be pretty cool to put America back on where it was. And yeah, hoping for the best.
Oh, Brady Kurtz just chipping in as well, Rory there. 10 years later, you had to hide to borrow all the geisha. Oh, Brady Kurtz stuck in the UK. He's going to ride for Britain next year if he stays the whole year.
Yeah, I reckon he tosses that MA license away and gets an ACE license. I reckon he'd be good on one.
Yeah, I think due to hair colour, he's got to ride for Scotland though under the name Brady McGregor.
Brady McGregor.
You mean Ireland?
Oh yeah, it could be one of the two. Take your pick.
Yeah. Whatever.
Brady McGregor.
Fantastic. Oh, listen.
Brilliant.
Did you have to go, Rory? Or
Yeah, mate. I got to shoot. I honestly have to get home and get this bike clean, or let's put it this way, I'll have to use a whole pack of Brillos instead of a couple.
And listen, Neil and Les Collins asked for their scarf back as well, mate.
Hey, mate, this is what I got to use every time I walk into a depot or a shop. It's straight on like that. The only difference between mine and Neil Collins is his was pink.
Hey, look at that.
Hey!
Got one as well.
Mate, listen, Rory, from me, mate, massive congrats, mate. Your name's on the trophy. No one's taken it off, buddy. Well done on last night, mate. It's a great result, mate. You're in the history books.
Cheers, boys. Thanks very much.
Yeah, for sure. Cheers, Rory. Thanks for coming on, bud.
Enjoy the rest of your night. Cheers, boys.
Cheers,
mate.
See you, mate. Yeah, wow, what an achievement. He done well. Proud of him. What
Mate,
about
Jez,
Troy Batchelor?
Yeah, this is the other thing we're talking about as well. Batch posted somewhere, I think might have been Facebook, with his British passport. See you September 26th. So they're throwing some smoke signals out there about riding in the British final. But look, you know, there's a few boys, included in myself, that I don't compete in anything, but I could, you know, get a British citizenship and legally compete in the Olympics if I was good at anything. But I don't think they have the talking championships, do they?
Yeah, it's not. No, they definitely don't have talking championships you would win. But like, I follow a lot of skateboarding and stuff, and the skateboarding's just been into the Olympics. Sky Brown's representing Great Britain. She's lived in California her whole life.
Yeah.
And, you know, she lived in California her whole life, and her parents are Japanese, British heritage as well. You know, so she can skate for Great Britain. She's never lived here a day in her life, you know. But she ticks all the boxes for what it means to be able to ride for Great Britain. So
I'm going to say goodbye so you boys can wrap up the show. Top job what you're doing in my absence. I've been to the doctors. I am getting better. So you never know. One day. But thanks for having me on to speak to Rory. It was a big talking point today, and looking forward to the Grand Prix this weekend. I'm going to throw it out there. Marslick's not going to be world champion. I just got a feeling something's happening on Friday night. So, let's see if I get it right. But well done, Wilbur. Thanks for stepping in at such a late notice and giving people a break from this annoying thing that I am. Cheers, Jez. I'll speak to you soon, and everyone watching. It's been awesome.
Have a good one.
Back to me, little fire that was going out. Cheers. See you later.
All right, bud.
Peace.
Cheers, mate.
Have a good one. How was that?
Yeah. So, yeah, it was good. We got it was a good show. Like, everyone's got to congratulate Rory on his thing. I don't care. Like, he's been here. He's done it for years and years and years. He's done a lot for Britain. You know, he's got British citizenship, so he's more than welcome to race, in my opinion. And yeah. So in some more exciting news as well, I mentioned it on Saturday. I had a quick chat with Jason Crump, and pretty much since we started doing the Speedway Chat Show, I've been trying to get hold of Crumpy to do an interview with him. I've got his phone number, and he has agreed that he'll come on and do a show. So, you know, let's get that sorted ASAP. And me and Wilbur were just chatting before this show, and we are going to do whatever we can to try and get the 2020 world champion on next week.
If it's not possible next week, the week after.
Yeah,
we want that guy on.
We're going to try and get that. We're going to pull every string that we possibly can, and if we can get whoever,
we know a few people.
It's I think it's going to be, it's either Ty, Bartos, or Lindgren. In which we can get hold of all three of those people. So
I don't know about Charles. I feel like Charles he's up to something. He's up to something. He's saying he doesn't believe it. So I don't know. I don't know what he's about to pull.
Yeah, I don't know. But you've got to be, you've got to be crazy not to bet on Bartos. I think he's
for sure.
He's so quick, but he maybe Charles is right. Maybe he knows something. He said he's known something all season. So
yeah, exactly. So who knows?
Yeah. What's your dad say?
He's kind of open right now. He's like, it all depends on who makes those gates, who can and who has the better night, the 2 nights actually, I should say.
Yeah. The
first night's definitely going to set a lot. It's going to say a lot. After whoever wins the first night, we're going to know a lot more because honestly, I have no clue what to say right now because of the track. I mean, the track could be wet and slick, and then we might have someone who's a great gator if it can be super grippy, and then we have someone that makes those passes. So who knows? And we can't rule out Jack Holder, that's for sure.
No, Jack Holder could be could put it in the mix, and he could end up higher in the standings than Antonio Lindback.
Most people, I mean, make 40 points in 2 days.
Yeah, for sure. The other thing I was going to say is, what do you guys think? To put in the comments below. It'd be really cool to do something with maybe me and Wilbur, and maybe we'll get Charlesy involved as well. But to on Saturday do some sort of interaction thing with you guys, so we could have we'll post, and then you can go to our page, and while they're racing, you can be putting your comments and stuff, and we'll try and talk back and answer any questions, or let's get a bit of a community going that's sort of like a sideshow to the racing. So in between races, we can be like texting and putting our opinions out there. Let us know what you think to that idea, and then maybe we'll put something together that is, might not necessarily be. It's not going to be a live video because we're obviously watching the speedway ourselves, but something that you can be doing in ad breaks and stuff like that, and just putting our opinions across on how the racing's going.
For sure.
And me and Wilbur will both be on there, saying our bit, and I'm sure Charles, he can't shut up too, so he'll be on there.
Who knows? Maybe we can do some kind of a giveaway with a hat if someone guesses the winner of the race.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's. Charles, actually came up with. He phoned me the other day, like so excited, like it's like all his birthdays and Christmases had come at once, and he phoned me. He's got this idea, and I'm not going to release this idea because it's his idea, and it's but it could be genius, and it's sort of a fantasy league sort of thing for the Grand Prix series, and but it's quite engaging. It'd be quite good. So right, well, we're getting a few things here saying it's a good idea. So let's try and work on that for Friday, and we'll put some post up, and we'll get people's we'll get some people's opinions on what we should talk about. Maybe it's just a blank screen on the live thing, and it'll run, and we'll just message on there. So right, so should we wrap this up then, Wilbur?
For sure.
Cool. It's been great. Thanks very much. Remember, like, comment, share as much as you possibly can on the video. If you enjoyed the show, the only way more people are going to see it is if you share it and let more people see it. So we're going to shoot. You ready to go, Wilbur?
Thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah. Cheers.
Sure. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah.